yes. Oh my goodness. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
No, I don't.
The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. Or perhaps it could be that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
And this time, I'll keep it off.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stared down at the village, hating the Who's. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stuff. I loathe you.
He snarled with a sneer.
Christmas is coming. It's practically here.
Then he growled with his grinchy fingers nervously drumming.
I was trying to keep Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. And they'd feast and they'd feast. And they'd feast. They would feast on green jello and rare Who roast beast, which is something the Grinch couldn't stand in a beast.
Wouldn't touch the stuff.
They would feast. Excuse me, sir. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. And they'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing.
And Patrick Queen.
And they'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 33 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? I mean, in what way?
And then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he clucked and he chuckled.
What a great wish. With this coat and this hat, I look just like you.
Then the Grinch went to work on his devious plan to keep Christmas from coming to Whoville. It was an excellent scam. He recruited Dear Max with sad droopy ears, who'd been his lone friend for over 10 years.
Oh, Max, you here, boy?
Then he searched for some bags and some old empty sacks to load on his sleigh to be pulled by poor Max. On his last trip to the cave, trudging through the deep snow, he stumbled, he fell, and broke his big toe. The Grinch was depressed when he pulled in the slush.
With no way, with Christmas, I really hate all much.
He said to himself with no one around as he lay there shivering a green lump on the ground.
There's no way to carry out my devious plan. The Who's will, tomorrow morning, the Who's will sing their cheerful songs. He'll start at dawn, or start at morning and go past noon.
These thoughts were making the Grinch feel so mad that when he heard footsteps, he wasn't too glad.
Who is it?
He yelled to the trees.
I'm reading. I'm worried. I'll get over me.
Just then, round the bend came Brooke, Who, and Macy, laughing and smiling and acting all spacey. Seeing the Grinch, they suddenly stopped, rushing over to help him. Their scriptures they dropped.
Why, Brother Grinch, your toe's beginning to swell. Are you in pain? You don't look very well.
Why do you care?
The Grinch said with a groan, but didn't resist as the two helped him home.
We'll get you some help while you recover.
Nonsense. I won't have the bother.
No trouble at all.
Macy said with a smile.
We like serving others. Now rest for a while.
So the two girl Who's went on to town to get help for the Grinch while he was forced to stay down. J. Jennings, who soon came by, with Samuel in tow.
We've come to shovel your walks, get rid of the snow. Heard you'll be off your foot for a bit, so keep warm, relax, find a good place to sit.
All bundled and warm, they worked side by side, never complaining about being outside. While the Grinch watched, he thought to himself,
They're suspiciously nice, this Jay and his men.
they finished the walk, they finished the drive. J. Who shook the Grinch's hand. Samuel did a high five.
Nice little lad.
We'll come back tomorrow, make sure you're all right. Have a Merry Christmas Eve night.
Then they were off, with a smile and a wave. Not 5 minutes later, there was a knock on his door. There stood Katie Hoo, with a casserole and bag from the store.
I wanted to help when I heard you were hurt, so I made you some dinner with ice cream for dessert.
It does smell delicious.
The Grinch had to admit. His tummy was hungry and rumbling a bit.
My husband's an accountant, a really swell guy. He'll check out your digits when he stops by.
And with that, Katie Hoo was off to her home, leaving the Grinch puzzled and sitting alone. Up walked two strapping young lads to the Grinch's surprise.
Come with a message meant just for you. Here, take this book. We know that it's true.
It was then that he saw the little twin Who's, Minnie Brindley and Livy Lou Who, standing off in the distance, not sure what to do.
Little girl, what are you doing here?
Asked the crusty old Grinch. They bravely walked up to him without even a flinch.
Well, Dad, Mom told us about you and your toe. It's not fun to be hurt when it's Christmas, you know. So we brought you a present, and we hope you will like. It's not big or flashy like an Xbox or a bike. It's simple and sweet, but it comes from the heart. It's not from Target or Costco or Walmart.
The Grinch was stunned. He didn't know what to say when he thought of his plan to ruin the Who's Christmas Day. Even after he grumbled about those Who's all these years, they shoveled and fed him and now moved him to tears.
We want you to have it, Mr. Grinch, please.
They chimed as they placed the box on his knees. So the gift the Grinch would carefully unwrap, and was astonished at what now lay on his lap.
It's a baby Jesus, please, the whole reason we have Christmas Day. He's from the nativity we put by our door. I know we'll miss it, but you need it more. To help you remember that Jesus birth for you too, will be an example to show what we should do. You want to be grumpy when your heart's filled with love. Just remember God loves and wants to see us.
they said with a shrug, and then reaching up, they gave him a hug. Thought the Grinch. It was hard to believe how things had turned out on this Christmas Eve. This holiday season, whether a Grinch or a Who, remember the reason for all that we do. A Savior was born in a lowly manger stall to live, teach, and die for us all. As you go back to your home in awe of this sight, we leave you this message. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
They said good night.